Welcome to Bridge the Atlantic. We are your hosts, Ross Barber
and Marcio and Ross.
And today we have Rhiannon and Pete from Rita Payne with us. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you.
Good, thank you, guys.
Awesome. What we like to do, we like to start the interview off by asking you to tell us 3 things that we don't know about you. So I think what we'll probably do is have both of you do this individually. So Whoever wants to start, go ahead.
Oh, no.
You start.
Everybody, oh, no.
Something that people don't know about you, like literally no one could guess these things about you.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, you would know. I got called Jonathan Creek at school all the time because of my hair. I'm an absolute peanut butter addict. And everyone knows I'm gay, so I don't know.
I read your bio.
Yeah, look at what I'm wearing, yeah. Pete, you'll go.
That's not 3. You're going to use your gay as the 3?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, my 3 that no one knows about me are: I created a replica Batcave from Batman Forever in my bedroom when I was about 7.
Good
using cardboard boxes under my desk. And I even gave my next door neighbour a torch, which I permanent marked the bat signal on. So if there was ever like a crime in the village, she could shine that through my window to let me know. And I would go to my cardboard bat cave.
That's good.
And get dressed up in the requisite clothes. My mate was Robin, but I didn't actually have a Robin outfit. What I actually
You had a Batman outfit.
I had a Batman outfit, of course. But my Robin outfit was just a red t-shirt and green tracky bottoms. So that's one thing. I had a cardboard Batcave.
Casual Robin.
Yeah.
That's reminded me of my 3rd.
Okay, do your 3rd now then.
You know, like a slide that you'd get in the garden that your parents would buy you. My sister and I used to act out the scene in The Lion King where Scar drops Mufasa down the ravine on the slide.
How old was your sister when she did that?
My sister was about 7.
And
you were like 14.
Yes.
Oh, you were the culprit. I get it.
True, yeah, very true.
So when everyone else in school was trying alcohol for the first time and you were doing Long Live the King down your slide?
Yes.
That's good.
Affirmative.
Yeah. What's another thing? I gave up cheese for like 6 months and milk because I thought I was lactose intolerant.
He's not lactose intolerant.
And I wasn't. That's kind of annoying as well, because I see Rhiannon eating cheese, and I made like a homemade pizza with lactose-free cheese. It was horrible.
No, that was annoying for me, not you.
Yeah. So I thought I was lactose intolerant, but I'm not.
No tolerance for that lactose.
And the 3rd one that no one would know about me is, swimming pools. I am incredible at diving in the swimming pool. That's like a hidden talent. I can dive like a...
Can you?
Yeah, I can, like those, what they call swan diving. I'm really good at doing that. Yeah, when you like stretch like that.
Okay.
I'm really, really good. I showed you the pool we went to.
I don't remember.
I jumped over your head.
You know what, you guys, I've got this vision for your next music video here, where you're jumping and swan diving into a pool right over her head. I think it's perfect.
There you go.
It's perfect.
You can be playing the guitar in the water.
There you go.
Yeah, that would work. But yeah, those are our 3
over
things.
And over again.
Yeah.
You guys need your own show. I think they need a show.
I know, I'm sitting back, can we be your guests today?
So when Marcio and I were talking earlier, and he was asking how you guys got your name, and I know that it's a combination somewhat between your first names, but I couldn't remember the actual story. So if you can tell us the story behind Rita Payne.
The story behind Rita Payne is you're absolutely right about the first names. That's Peter and Rhiannon makes Rita. Rhiannon and I, when we were 16, were in a classic rock band, and 2 absolute fail-safes at every gig we had were our dads. Rhiannon's dad is called Rayner, and my dad's called Pete. So what we did, we combined their names. So we've got the P and the E, the prefix and the suffix of the Payne, and the AYN bit is the middle bit of Rhiannon's name. So it's the first part of my first and last bit of my dad's name, and the middle bit of Rhiannon's dad's name, which makes the Payne.
But that's not what Pete tells people when they ask.
No, I don't.
Because that is lengthy and boring.
Incredibly boring. Dull.
He's decided to tell everybody that asks, he tells them a different story. Even at the same gig, people will come after us, come up to speak to us after a gig, and the person next in line he'll tell different stories to, and they're like, hold on, that's not what you told me. And good attention.
Yeah, so every time, but what we decided was that every time we were asked that, we'd change.
We take it in turns.
We take it in turns. But this is what Rhiannon does every time. They say, how are you called Rita Payne? And Rhiannon goes, Pete. So I have to then think of a new story. So Rhiannon drops me every time. But so far, our stories have included that she is a waitress from Hong Kong, someone that Rhiannon witnessed rescue a baby from the jaws of a crocodile.
That's a good one.
And a geisha girl, and also a Aboriginal word for pay. For what did I say? It was an Aboriginal word for something. I can't remember. We said it was an Aboriginal phrase for something. So we try and make it up, really. But the real reason is that it's our first names and our first names of our dads, really.
I love it.
Well, I'm glad someone does.
So you guys were recently on The Voice?
Yeah.
It was aired last summer,
May.
was it? Last May, sorry. Yeah, it was aired May. And then recorded the previous Christmas before then, so it feels like a lifetime ago.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Actually, just over a year ago. It was on, which was exciting at the time. The whole process, we just fell into it. We really, really did just...
Total accident.
Yeah, we didn't really mean to go on The Voice, but we ended up being on The Voice.
Yeah, that's generally what happened.
You were just looking for the washroom, and you were these judges.
Yeah, we just kept. There's a load of auditions before we actually get onto the telly, and we were convinced that we wouldn't get through any rounds, and we kept getting through rounds, and we kept thinking it was like a joke. Because we play a suitcase. Yeah,
what happened was a friend of ours had told us that he was auditioning for it, and he kind of said, it's in Manchester, the first audition. If you're not doing anything, why don't you come along and you give it a go as well? So we thought, yeah, all right, we'll try it. See, you never know who you're going to meet and all the rest of it. So we did, and then, as Pete said, we just kind of stumbled through the rounds and ended up in the TV studio doing it. Which was incredible. It was
an absolutely amazing experience, but we felt like frauds all the way through. Because there was people there. A really good example of us sort of not really feeling like we fit in was before you go on to the telly, you get a bit of time in a practice booth to do your warm-ups or whatever. And our booth was right in the middle of about 4. And all we could hear was like people going la the voices and stuff like that, and there's a piano in there, and we just started playing the Grease soundtrack and singing to that, and we've stopped it because we were really getting into it, like oh Sandy baby, like all that, right? And
that was good.
And then we stopped, and we realised that kind of everyone else had stopped, and we were like, oh shit, yeah. So we felt that we were a little bit fraudulent being there, but we were there, and it was good. It was really good fun.
What was it like during the actual performance, the final performance you guys had?
Difficult, actually, because of a few things. The monitors, just practical things really. Like the monitors are under the floor, obviously because for television everything's got to look slick. So the monitors are under there, and when we walk out, the in-studio audience are they sort of get on their feet and applaud you as you come out. And combined with that and the monitor being under the floor, we couldn't hear what we were playing at all. So it's really difficult to kind of know where you are and what you were doing. So practically it was quite tough, but the whole experience was amazing.
It just felt like a wall of noise hitting you in the face, and it felt like you were trying to sing against the wall. It was really odd. And I remember when they all turned around, because obviously none of them turned around for the performance, but at the end they all turn around and tell you why you're rubbish. And
True.
they all turned around, and I just remember thinking they looked like cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, like, you're all there, but it still felt like they were on a telly screen.
Yeah.
It was really odd. It was really a bizarre thing.
I got a kiss and a cuddle from Tom Jones though, so I was pretty happy with that.
You did.
Yeah.
So are you still in contact with anyone that you met during the process? I think I remember there being sort of Twitter conversations going on between you and some of the other contestants. But you still in touch with some of them?
Yeah, we only sporadically, because obviously we're all doing different things. But the one I would say true friend we made on The Voice was Joe Apostle, who got to the semi-final, I believe. And he was
the nicest guy. He was
just nice. I know you're not supposed to describe people as nice or anything as nice, but he was just nice. I can't believe how friendly that guy was, and so humble. And he had the voice of someone that wasn't us. He had just an incredible voice, and was so humble about it. I didn't realise he had a great voice.
No, we had no idea. You know when you meet people with true talent and they are... There's no ego, and he had no idea.
Clueless that he was like an absolute vocal superstar.
So endearing. But we do keep in touch with Joe every now and again, on Instagram and on the rest of it. So, it's lovely, yeah.
It is lovely because, like we say, he's the nicest guy in the world. So, it's really nice to keep in touch with him.
So would you do it again?
I don't think so.
No,
not for any other reason that we've got some good stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I don't think that we would do it again, because as well I think we're both believers in well, you've that path's been trodden, so don't retrace your steps.
Well, isn't insanity doing the same thing expecting different results?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
right.
It's not
Einstein said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
right.
yeah.
Oh, Marcio did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I don't think we'd do it again, but we certainly wouldn't discourage others from doing it in any way.
I'm personally not really into those shows, but I do have much more respect for The Voice because, like you said, it seems to be based on just the voice and hearing it from two people who actually have done it, and to hear that you guys had such a great experience. Because I know people who have gone on American Idol as well as Canadian Idol or America's Got Talent or any of those shows, and 9 times out of 10 it's not a positive experience for them. So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And you guys were also commissioned to write the official anthem for Doncaster.
We were.
Tell us about that, please.
Yeah. So I don't really know how that came about. Our agent that we had at the time rang us up and said, "Do you want to write this song?" And we said, "Yeah." So she said, "Go on then." So we did. And that's kind of what happened with that. It was a brand new multi-million-pound arts centre. For one, that's also known colloquially as a theatre. I don't know why I said arts centre. A big theatre was opening in Doncaster, and it was quite big news because it was arts council funded, and it was a big deal. And they had this big opening, and we were commissioned to write the official anthem for the opening. And on the day, it was we had a choir behind us and a full band, and it was a really, really special day. There's thousands of people there, literally, and we just had really good fun doing it. And it was a really nice experience.
Like Pete said, we were given free rein to teach this choir our song that we'd created, and we were given the choice of any musicians we want to work with to
within reason, not like
Right.
Oh yeah,
Bon Jovi or anything.
Paul
like
McCartney
that.
comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man, you didn't want Bon Jovi,
I
did
was
you?
busy when he was free. So.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that right.
It always happens.
Always, right?
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, because we played Doncaster
To death.
We played pubs and clubs for a good 6 months, pretty much solidly. And this was kind of one of the first times that we kind of felt elevated from the pub scene to doing this actually for a living. So it was that was one of the first steps towards that, which was really nice.
What did that feel like?
Do you see what does that feel like?
What did that feel like to make that jump? To feel like now you're taking that step up, right?
It was a huge sense of achievement and something. I mean, Pete and I always try and remember what has happened, because it's easy to get carried away with things, and we try and remember, the things we were doing this time last year, or to kind of mark our progress. And that was one of the big ones. And I think it's just so nice for people to pay for a ticket to come and sit down and actually listen to you and enjoy your music, rather than you being a distraction in a pub.
Yeah.
You feel like you're the pain. You feel like you're the invading their enjoyment of their pub experience sometimes. And it was just a nice change, a nice breather to have people enjoy our music.
Yeah, we were kind of, we couldn't believe really that, at that kind of point, because we just got out of playing pubs and things like that, and it was still one of those times where, oh wow, people are actually listening to us. People are actually listening to the sounds we make and not talking to their mates about how many puppies the dog's just had. So it was really nice to do that, but the thing is that what we both do, and we've actually discussed this today, we kind of don't get our hopes up for anything, because right at the beginning we would get our hopes up daily. Just getting a gig at the local pub was massive for us, and we always say, well, that we don't want to, when we get something good, we don't want to forget what we've been through to get there. So we always try and maintain a certain level of groundedness.
I love what you said, because I always say, as an independent artist, for every 1,000 setbacks, there'll be one tiny little thing that propels you forward. Yeah. So like you said, when you're actually in the moment, it's difficult to see where you've come from until you look back a year, or even 6 months or 2 years, and think about where you were back then and how you would have at that moment, 2 years ago, couldn't believe you'd be where you are now, right? So I think it's so important. It's so important to do that.
Well, for the first 2 months of us being Rita Payne, if someone had told me then what we'd have achieved by now, I don't think I'd have believed them.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't think I'd have believed them.
I keep all my diaries as well. I've kept the diaries for the past 2.5 years, and it's we occasionally have a little look through and see what we've done, and it's remarkable, really, what we've done in a short space of time. And
absolutely,
really
yeah. But hopefully, there's still more to come.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Well, I believe hard work pays off, and I think, I've known you guys for 2 years, maybe. I think about 2 years we worked together, and I know how hard you work. So it's really nice for me to see kind of what's going on for you, and and how you've kind of grown since that first day that I met you on Twitter, and now things have changed quite a bit. Yeah. In in a good way.
Thank you.
Has it been that long?
I think so. I was Marcio and I were chatting before, and we were trying to figure out how long. And I've known Marcio for, it'll be around about the same sort of time. I think I met Marcio the same kind of time I met you. So yeah, it would be about 2 years. I think about maybe 2.5.
Brilliant.
Long time.
That's why, yeah.
It's crazy. So obviously now you've released your second album. You did your crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah.
And I know you exceeded your pledge target, right?
Just about, yeah. Yeah, that was it. That again was another moment where we thought it was really humbling to think that people would help us out. And there were some people contacted us and said, we are not letting you miss your target. Whatever it takes, we're going to donate. So you will.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 people that.
How much do you need? We'll give you whatever you need.
Yeah, when it got to the deadline, we literally had 3 or 4 people. So some of which we knew, but some that we didn't, saying we're keeping an eye on the time, and if it gets to 5 minutes before the deadline, we're gonna make sure you get your 100% no matter what happens. So don't worry.
We had such support, and it was
mind blowing, really.
That is just amazing.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really we can say more about that other than it is just incredibly humbling, and we're so grateful, like unbelievably grateful.
Well, I got a question for you guys about the avenue you guys decided to use. You went with pledge music. I was at a conference, I think it was last summer in Toronto, music conference, and crowdfunding came up. And the people that were on the panel were all industry, like no musicians, they were all industry professionals. And just about each and every one of them, about 5 of them, went on about why they hated crowdfunding, and why don't you just get a job and support your. And I didn't care. I just had to tell them. I was a bit angry at it. I'm like, okay, first of all, this is our jobs. Like, we can't be doing this if we're working a full-time job all the time. You know what I mean?
And, absolutely.
Yeah, and I just it was just the idea that they thought it was an artist being lazy, and I'm like, okay, if you've got a following. It doesn't have to be a large following, but these people like what you're doing. And, they're willing to just simply give you the money before they get the product. Just the same as giving you after, but they're giving it to you before so you can go make, I hate to say the product, I'm just saying, make your art, you know what I mean? In a consumable way, Why is that a bad idea? Maybe because it hurts the major music industry.
The thing is, yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, like, you wouldn't do it if you didn't have the fans.
Exactly.
Like, the reason that we thought about a third album, because initially, the second album, initially when we were talking about the first album, we said, I can't see us releasing an album for another 2.5 years. And the actual reason that we released the second one when we did was because people said, when's the second album coming out then? When's it coming out? And we realised... Yeah,
it feels strange to say, but it felt like there was a bit of demand for it. So
yeah, certainly within our fan base, there was people were saying, look, we don't want a second album.
But it kind of came together really naturally, right? Quite organically. We didn't set out to record it when we did, but a friend of ours had been speaking to a producer in Sheffield about us, and who was interested to meet us, and so we did. And then it kind of rolled on from there. We didn't pursue a producer or try to start the album or write songs for the album.
No.
We just kind of, again, it just happened, and I think that's the way things happen.
Yeah, we just our fans were saying, "Where's this album?" Then all of a sudden, within the space of a month, this producer was interested, and all of a sudden we had 12 songs, and it was we should probably do this then. But getting back to what you said, Marcio, about the old crowdfunding thing and the jobs, like, we got together as Rita Payne because we couldn't get jobs. And that's literally the reason that we're here. It was because neither of us could get a job. I mean, we bumped into each other outside the job centre the first time we saw each other in 5 years.
Yeah.
And the reason I think that, as you said earlier, Ross, hard work pays off. Like, we've worked so hard to get here, and if we'd have, and like you said, you can't balance a full-time salary job with this job.
And it's actually so much more work being an independent artist than if I were an artist, I work a 9 to 5, come home and not have to think about work at all. Like, sure, but as an artist, it's 24/7. You go to sleep, you dream about it. Ross knows, you dream about it. You wake up, the first thing on your mind is, what do I have to do today? What can I get done today on my never-ending list of things I need to do, right?
And you can always find more, and there's always
something to do. There's always something to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's not even a matter of complaining about it. It's just a matter of, like we're saying here, as independent artists, you have to utilize these tools that are out there, and not everyone has the luxury of unlimited funds, and not everyone has the luxury to be able to work 9 to 5, every single day, and still make your music and still promote it and still, do the whole shebang.
Exactly.
So I think, just to wrap that section up, I think that crowdfunding, and I think we're all in agreement here, is an amazing thing that if any independent artists are listening right now or watching that are kind of on the fence about it, do it.
100%, yeah.
I think it would surprise you as well how many people are supportive of your music. As you're unsure about doing it, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised who has heard of your music and who is willing to help. You know?
Yeah, totally. So
I'll go for it.
Yeah, 100%. Full steam ahead with crowdfunding.
Awesome. So you guys kept something quite secret. Your songs are featured in the new KFC campaign.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So out of nowhere.
Yeah. Totally blindsided us. So yeah, we're incredibly excited about it.
Yeah, pretty pleased with that one.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's so cool that it kind of came out of nowhere as well. It wasn't you chasing an opportunity or anything like that. It was just the opportunity came to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
you would never think to email KFC and ask to be their sound. You just wouldn't do it, would you? So it was nice that they found us. You know?
It seems that a lot of success seems to come from just being open to opportunities. You know, just kind of putting yourself in a position. I know obviously this was completely unexpected because they searched you online, but you could have been skeptical about it. Or, you know, the idea is that you really don't know where opportunities are going to come from. So just keep yourself open to it. Keep yourself open-minded, right?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that when we started out, we looked at other bands that we liked, and a band that we've been compared to on several occasions, the Civil Wars. And I remember reading an article with them, and they said, "How did you get on?" And one of the things they said was, "No gig is too small." And I think that that's something that we really kind of embraced. So in the first sort of year of our life, we would play anywhere, right? Anywhere that would have us. And there was a gig that we did, which we actually did 3 in one night, because the main one that we were going to do, it was just in a pub in Doncaster, it was cancelled. And from that gig, in the back room of a pub, the guy that produced our first album saw us. So if you are... We don't say no to anything until we've thought about it. Because if you say no, that's automatically closing the door, isn't it? So if you can, as an independent artist, can have every single door that is surrounding you open, an opportunity could come through it. Whereas if you think, oh, I'm not going to do that, I'm too big for that now, and shut that door, then you don't know what you're shutting the door on. And as well, I think this is quite important for us. Our music is on so many different websites and different web platforms that we forget about. Like, so many people said, "Oh, we heard you on this." Oh, yeah, we did do that, didn't we? We did put our music on that. I can't think of any by name other than like SoundCloud and YouTube and things like that. But there are so many different like radio stations, internet radio stations that get maybe 4 hits that we've submitted our music to over the years. That if you put yourself out there, particularly online, then I think the sheer volume of stuff that we have online is why KFC found us.
It seems that the success doesn't just come from, you know, being open to opportunities, but spotting the opportunities too, you know, seeing, like you're saying, seeing that no gig is too small, seeing the opportunity in a situation rather than, you know, turning your nose up at it or thinking, like you said, you're too big for something. I think that is so important. That shows, you know, that keeps you humble. You know, I know you guys will probably relate to this, other than the odd show, that odd larger show like you guys spoke about opening the one venue. That obviously was an amazing experience. Some of those smaller shows, there's something special about it with very few people, and you know, it just ends up having this interesting energy. And sometimes you actually do better at a show like that than a show with 10 times the amount of people. You know,
definitely, yeah. We played our fair share of small gigs, and it's surprising. You play something else maybe half a year down the line, and somebody will come up to you after the gig and say, "You know what? I saw you at so and so," and you think there was 4 people there.
I was just gonna say, you were one of 4 people.
You know, and that's happened to me so many times.
We say about venues that it's not about particularly where you play. It's about the sort of energy that you give off. And like we've been offered we've headlined some places and then subsequently been offered support slots at the same places. And some people may say, well, hang on, but you've headlined there. Like, why would you support?
Like a backward step.
It's like a backward step, but we completely kind of refute that statement, because if you get the opportunity to play with someone that you've never played before, they're going to bring an audience that have never seen you before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be skeptical about any opportunity that gets you in front of people that are going to watch you and gets you working with people like some of the artists that we support, particularly the international ones, that you make a connection with and you have a friend. So it's not good to be closed-minded about any opportunity, we don't think.
So far in your career, would you say that there's a particular moment or a particular event that stands out to you as being just unbelievably silly or funny or very inspirational even? Obviously,
right.
You guys were on The Voice, so that must have been, an amazing experience. But is there anything else that might stand out to you?
A funny one. A couple of funny ones. This was quite early on again in our sort of tenure as Rita Payne. We got offered to play a pub up north, and we'd kind of moved out of the pub scene, but we were told this isn't like playing a pub. This is a pub, but it's one of them ones with a rich musical heritage. So we said, go on then, we'll play. So we turned up, and the tennis final, it wasn't Wimbledon, it was a US Open or something like that, was on telly. And the second we walked in, the woman behind the bar went, hey, you're going to have your work cut out tonight. All these lads have been drinking since yesterday. Okay, all right then, let's do that.
Dread.
And we said, okay, where do we plug in? Plug into what? We've got a guitar. Where do we plug the guitar into? I don't know. We've got nothing here. Okay. So we played this gig to a pub full of drunk 25 to 40-year-olds, right? Blokes, right?
Whilst the tennis was still on.
Tennis is still on, right? And we're playing. We play for an hour. Rhiannon's hands are bleeding all across there because we've got no amplification, right? My mouth and my throat is just hoarse, right? And we've obviously, because we've never ever played covers, the all original stuff. And an old bloke came up to us and he says, lads, that one good, was it? And we said, no, well, we tried. And he goes, thing is, this pub has got a rich music heritage, right? We don't want songs like you've been playing, right? We want real down-to-earth music, muso songs, like ABBA.
No word of a lie.
No word of a lie. And we were like, oh, okay. Sorry, we'll get Dancing Queen sorted out for next time. So that was quite interesting. Another time, on stage, quite recently, I said, do you want to? I said to the audience something along the lines of, if you clap along during this song, you will get a free Rita Payne hamper, which includes a selection of tasteful, artistic nude photos of Rhiannon. Right? Everyone laughed off. Come off stage, signing CDs and that, and get a tap on the shoulder. There's this woman, she's about 40. She's got a proper straight haircut like that. She looked at me straight in the eye and went, you know what you said about Rhiannon's naked photos? I said, yeah. She went, that wasn't funny. Oh, okay. She went, I find it very, very sexist. Turned her back and walked off. I was like, she looked at me. Oh, you never guess what this woman just said to me. So, yeah, they were two kind of moments that we were a bit like, all right, don't listen to anybody. That's another thing that we would say.
You get so much conflicting advice from everybody.
We've been told.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you some things about what we've been told. We've been told that our first album is nothing like We Are Live, and we're better than the first album. We've been told that the first album's better than us live. We need to incorporate every element on the first album to our live sound, and vice versa. We've been told that Rhiannon needs to do more on stage by someone that's never seen us live. We've been told that
needs to pick up an instrument.
I need to pick up an instrument. We've been told that Rhiannon needs to leave the band, that I need to leave the band. We've been all kinds of things, right? We've been told that because we play with a band when we do our headline shows, we've been told that you need to play with a band all the time. We've also been told never play with a band, right?
What to wear? What not to wear? Have you heard that?
Right?
Everyone's got an opinion.
Everybody's got an opinion. That's just our parents. Right? Everybody has got an opinion, right? And my advice, which counts for nothing, but would be, don't listen to anybody. If you think it's going to work, you make it work. You don't always accept advice and support. God, yeah. But ultimately, creatively, let your mind
take the lead.
Because
go with your instincts. You know,
your gut. Yeah,
you know what feels right. And this is a common theme. This is, I think, all of the interviews we've done so far. Everyone has said the things that have worked is when they've gone with their instinct, and the things that have not worked is when they've gone against their instinct. So it totally works.
Yeah, absolutely. And be happy, enjoy yourselves. Would be the biggest advice as well. Just have a right good time.
So, are you guys ready for 20 questions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, are you guys ready?
I'm so ready. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
You sound terrified.
Kind of. Okay. And go. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Tea.
Meat or veggies?
Meat.
Meat.
CD or vinyl?
Vinyl.
CD.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Pizza or potatoes?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Solo or duo?
Duo.
Melody or rhythm?
Melody.
Rhythm.
Sleep or insomnia?
Sleep.
Indie or major?
Indie.
Rain or shine?
Shine.
The Voice or X Factor?
Voice.
Roast beef or Yorkshire pudding?
Yorkshire pudding.
Susan Boyle or Marilyn Manson?
Susan Boyle.
Marilyn Manson.
Cats or rats?
Cats.
Michael Jackson or Michael Bolton?
Michael Bolton.
Yes, finally, someone said
Twerk or work?
Work.
Ricky Gervais or Ricky Wilson?
Gervais.
Nice.
Hot dogs or spotted dick?
Hot dogs.
Bette Midler or the Riddler?
The Riddler.
Riddler. Come on. Batcave.
Now, here's the last one.
Go on.
Ross or Marcio?
Okay. Ross.
Marcio.
What?
I see how it is. I lost you guys audio-wise for a second there. That's another run for Ross, isn't it?
Oh no, you got one too.
Oh, I got one. Oh,
You got one.
nice.
Oh yeah. I was Ross. I was in Team Ross.
Yeah,
See, he knows where it's at.
I do.
So, what's on your iPod these days? What do you guys listen to? Any music recommendations you can give? What should people be listening to right now?
I think they should be listening to Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros and a glam folk, cabaret folk group called He's My Brother, She's My Sister.
I was recommended Devo's Greatest Hits, and although I thought I didn't like Devo, they're kind of growing on me. So if you want a grower, go for some Devo.
If you want like really good music, go for Edward Sharp and Magnetic Zeros, or He's My Brother, She's My Sister, or the Old Crow Medicine Show. Those three.
Okay.
For me, at the minute.
Where can people find you guys online?
All over.
You finished then, doesn't?
Yeah. So website ritapaynemusic.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Bandcamp,
YouTube,
everything.
This has been really great. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys and learning about your story. And thank you so much for everything you guys shared today. I think our listeners and viewers are really going to enjoy you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Hope so.
Thanks for watching Bridge the Atlantic. If you like what you saw, make sure to like, favorite, and most importantly, subscribe so that you don't miss each week's episode.
Click on the videos above us if you'd like to see more, and please feel free to leave us a comment letting us know what you think of the show.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and subscribe to us on iTunes so that you can listen to us on the go. Thanks again for being awesome, and we'll see you on next week's episode.